new SoFi Stadium. Visit playhbc.com for info. Public info. Muy bien. Toby Mac.
Hi. I wanted to come on here and talk about my ancestor dream before I go off to work. Um, because I know a lot of people aren't. Some people aren't comfortable with their ancestors. It's like they were told that their ancestors were evil. But I'm here to tell you, your ancestors are here to protect you. Okay. Let me tell you about my dream. Now, I had a dream where I was confronted by the enemy. Right. Now, I don't know who these people was, but they had pum pums. Okay. I was walking down the street, and when I saw the enemy with the pum pums, I start begging. Okay, I'm gonna break this down after I finish my dream. I started begging the enemy to let me go. Right? Okay. The next part of my dream, I'm walking to a party or a function or something, right? And in this party and this function, it was someone behind me, and she kept on asking me questions. Now, I'm very spiritual. I'm a mystic, but I'm like, who sent you? This is what I'm asking her in my dream. Like, who sent you? Why you keep on asking me all these questions, right? Anyway, getting to the party, getting to the function, the enemy comes to the function, right? So instead of me actually begging the enemy to not touch me, now I'm literally fighting the enemy, right? They got pum pums. But I'm fighting the enemy and I won, right? Me and somebody else. But I'm running now. I was like, damn, I got to get away from the enemy because they got pum pums. And I don't know where to go. Like, I don't know what to do. I ran into this house, okay? And when I ran into this house, it was two women sitting at the table, right? When they were sitting at the table, I opened it. I just opened the door. Like, it was like they were sitting there waiting for me. I opened the door and I looked, and they was like going to the bathroom. Mind you, I didn't know these women. I never saw this woman before in my life. I go into the bathroom. So in my mind, I'm thinking, the enemy is going to come in here, and the enemy is going to do something to me. I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to run. I don't have any referee. I don't have anything, right? When I tell y'all, my ancestors began to materialize in my dream. They began to materialize. They was all around me like a circle. Some of them were women. Some of them were men. Some of them was holding Bibles. Some of them was chanting. Some of them had jewels around their neck. Some of them have sage. Like, some of them was witches. Like, I swear to y'all, they surrounded me like a ring. But it was only one woman that stood out. Okay? This particular woman who stood out, she was talking shit to the enemy. Now, the enemies is in there. So when the enemy came in, that's when they started materializing, right? So when the enemy came in, that one lady in the front, she had a hair wrap on. She was talking boo, cool shit. They came and stopped the enemy. The lady said, I dare you to touch her. I dare you. We waiting on you. They was praying, they was chanting. When I tell you they was ready, they was ready, right? Y'all know what the enemy did? The enemy backed up. The enemy backed up after they saw my ancestors surround me in a ring. Hi sis, how you doing? Hold on. My ancestors were so powerful that they protected me around this ring. I mean, in this ring, right? And when I had this dream almost like a year ago, right? I was like, damn, what the fuck does this mean? Like, what the fuck does this mean? I wanted to know, like, the whole meaning of the dream. Then the Lovecraft scene came out. Y'all remember that scene? If y'all watch Lovecraft, and they were trying to get that evil entity out of the guy, and he was surrounded by the ancestors. Y'all, that shit right there, I was like, this is some real shit. Like, I had my ancestor dream before that Lovecraft scene even came out. Okay? So let me tell y'all what I got from the dream. Okay? When I start watching the Lovecraft scene, everything started falling into place. I was like, okay, I know exactly what the fuck that means. We have been taught to not tap into the power that we have within us. Okay? So once we lost our way and we forgot who we really fucking was, we didn't think we had any power. A lot of us didn't think we had any power. Okay? So what did we do? We were begging. Like, if you was here earlier, we were begging. We were begging, we were pleading, we were crying, we were asking, please treat us right. Please don't do this to us. Please, we were begging. Okay? Then, in the next part of our journey, what did we start to do? Like the Black Panther movement, all these particular movements that came around. What did we start doing? We started fighting them. And we were actually winning. We started fighting them, but we were actually winning to a point where we still was defeated. Okay? So, when those ancestors came, when the ancestor came in my dream and they stopped the enemy in his tracks, I said, oh, okay, I see what this is. You have to understand, there are a lot of people that's walking this realm. There is a lot of people that's on this earth that don't have the spiritual connection that we have. Let me tell you that. It's a lot of people that's walking this realm. There's a lot of people that's walking this earth that you may know, that you may see, that you may be at go to work with. They don't have the spiritual connection to the ethers that we have. Right? So the more they tell you to denounce the spiritual, your spiritual descendants, the more they tell you to denounce them, the more you are denouncing your power. Because once you start acknowledging them, once you start paying homage to them, they will start working for you. Okay? They will start working for you. And you have to understand that the more you denounce them, the more you and the other people are on level ground. You don't have nothing protecting you. You don't have anything surrounding you. They don't have that type of connection. That's why they tell you your ancestors are evil. Do you know when a lot of us who did understand that, they unalived us and they stopped us in our track. They put things in our mouth. They gagged us. We couldn't talk because a lot of the ancestors who understood the power of our ancestors were calling down the ancestors, and the captors was being unalived right on the spot. Right on the spot. Not by fighting, not by no war, not just the power of their tongue, because they knew the connection that they were had to the other realm. They don't have that connection, y'all. They don't have it. I'm trying to tell you, they do not have that connection. That's why they always want you to connect to another entity that's nothing like you. Do we have a creator? Yes. But why in the hell do they tell you not to connect to your ancestors, but they have you connecting to ancestors that's in the Bible? Because the ancestors is only people who passed away. That's in your bloodline. So if you're not supposed to represent or respect the ancestors in your bloodline, but you're respecting the ancestors that's in the Bible, who you think has the power now? How is it that your ancestors are deemed evil, but you go somewhere every Sunday and you praise somebody else's ancestors? Make it make sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense at all. And once you understand that, your ancestors will become your protection here. You will literally have a spirit guide, a team of spirit ninjas around you. How old y'all be taking what? How old y'all be talking me seriously? I don't know what that means, but anyway, I'm 43, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm 43. So, but when it comes to your ancestors, they don't have that protection. They don't have it. Yes, I meditate. Once you understand, and I'm going to come back on my lunch break because I'm in my car right now. I got to go clock in. But I'm going to say this too. Once you understand that they understand that, why do you think they go so hard against us here? Why do you think they go so hard against us here? They don't have that power. They don't have that connection. So they try to diffuse your connection, your power, so you can be on the same playing field as them. Okay? That's what you have to understand. I'm trying to do it. Listen to my ancestors hard. Because you need to disconnect from this world. I don't mean disconnect because people will see me. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Okay? But I always have discernment of what's good for me and what isn't. Okay? You have to get in tune with your spirit guide, with your spirit functions. Okay? You can't look at what everybody else done told you, what everybody else done taught you, what they told you was evil. You got to actually meditate. Stop having sex. Stop drinking. Stop smoking. Like, for real. Like, you really got to get in tune with the authentic being of yourself. And once you get in tune with the authentic being of yourself, then you will be connected to whatever you need to connect to. They will because they there. They just want you to recognize them. They always there. But until you get disconnected from what's not serving you, they will not appear to you. You won't be able to see them. How do you know that your ancestors are talking to you? Is it a feeling? I wouldn't say, to me, because I'm very intuitive, it depends to certain people. Okay? That's why you have to disconnect and see where your gifts are, because all of us are gifted, but you may be getting messages way different than I get messages. I get messages intuitively. Okay? I get messages from my dream. You may be the person that get messages, like you can actually hear what someone like spirit is saying. So I can tell you, yes, You can feel them, but you may not be able to feel them. You may be able to go places, and then it's like you actually feel the energy of them, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is. You have to tune into yourself, because that's a personal journey. I feel like recently they have been, because I've been seeing one. Yes, they trying to let you know that it's okay to connect with them. It's okay, because what you had to understand, some of y'all are your ancestors' wildest dreams, and they will protect you at all costs, because now you on the line. They done already played the game. They done already retired. They rooting for you on the sideline. They rooting for you to hit that touchdown. They rooting for you to hit that 3 point goal. In basketball, they waiting for you. But if you don't acknowledge them, they can't root for you on the sidelines. Okay? You see what you want. Well, I hope they know I want that connection. You have to actually talk to them. You have to meditate. You have to meditate and say, okay, I'm ready to disconnect from these things. Once you start disconnecting, messages is gonna pop up. That's why they don't want you to meditate, because if you meditate, your mind is clear. You have the connection to the other realm and the spirit realm to actually to hear the messages that they are trying to, or even God the creator is trying to give to you personally. But if you don't meditate, you're not going to get any messages. If you don't meditate, you're not going to go nowhere. Like if you meditate, okay? And like this person that's on here, God, that's trolling me, that's what they do in real life. They'll troll you. Now, if I didn't know no better, I will be responding to God, whoever this person is. Because then I'm now not tuned into my power. I'm giving my power to whoever is saying this bullshit on my live. And the more that I tune into what the fuck they saying, the more I lose my power. And the more I will be out of alignment. Now I will be on their playing field. I won't be protected on their playing field. I got to understand who I am at all times, no matter who's saying what to me. Have you ever looked at somebody and seen something completely different than everybody else? Hell yes, all the time. All the time. I am the energy seer. I can see energy. I can see shit out people wouldn't even realize that I see. I keep it to myself and I keep on moving. That's what you have to do. You have to see, know it, know what you're seeing, because a lot of times you second guess yourself, because you start looking for answers outside of you. You start looking for, what everybody likes them. Well, they seem like a good person, but it's something done triggered your intuition to tell you, nah, they ain't right. You need to listen to your intuition. You need to listen to your intuition. Because that's what your intuition, that's why they tell you don't meditate. You have to literally disconnect. You have to disconnect from people's opinions. You have to disconnect from people's thoughts of you. You have to disconnect from people's ideas. You have to disconnect from all that shit. Yeah, all of them. All of them. They're going to be dealt with, because they came here on false pretenses. They didn't come here to heal the collective. They didn't come here to actually give the word. They came here to rob and pillage off the people that was looking for answers. They're all going to get it. Yeah, I see auras and features that don't look normal. Yes, and you need to pay attention to that. That's your gift. Like I said, you have to disconnect in order for you to know what your gift is. All of us are gifted, but they told us that our gifts don't matter. They told us that our gifts is irrelevant. They told us our gifts is evil, because the more you connected to your gifts, the more you are disconnected from them. The more you connected to your gifts, the more they can't touch you. Be clear on that. Be clear on that. So you have to understand who you are at all times. You got to understand who you are, what you're doing, what your spirits or what your gifts is. You know what, and the more you tune into yourself, it's gonna be things that you were seeing every day. It's gonna be things that you were seeing every day. As soon as you tune into yourself, you're gonna be like, what the fuck was that? Because now you're so in tune with yourself. The things that was off, you're going to see them. You're going to see the things that's off. You're going to see the things that's not right. Because now you're not going on what people present themselves to be. You're not going on these two eyes. You're going on this eye right here. You're going on this eye right here. So once you go on that eye, you will understand. I've been seeing this shit all the time, and this shit been happening. Like these people been flawed. Like this shit been ain't right. Then you will start second guessing your shit. Like, oh my God, what else did I miss? What else did I miss? What else have I not been paying attention to? Yes, you will be connected to this eye instead of these two eyes. Yes, you will start remembering shit because you have to understand when you're a child. When you're a child, that's why when people talk about healing and shadow work, that's why they always revert you back to your childhood before trauma happened. Because your childhood is the most authentic space your spirit was in at that particular time on this earth. That is your most authentic space your spirit was in on this earth. Okay? Because you wasn't traumatized. Did nothing happen to you. What else? You don't know about heartbreak. You don't know about hard lessons. You are literally so far removed from this atmosphere and from this earth. You were a free spirit as a child. And that's what you have to do. You have to revert back to your childhood in order for you to understand who you really are. Because the things that you went through, you believe that this is the person that you are, but you're not. Trauma affects you. Heartbreak affects you. Did anyone else have dreams of shapes as a kid? I'm a dreamer. I done had all type of dreams. And I had to understand, I'm a very empathic person. I'm an empath. So I don't like to fight. Okay? Now, I'm not scary. I'm a warrior. I don't like to fight. But I haven't had a fight, maybe like 2 fights in my life. A fighting ain't my thing. But in my dream, I'm a straight ninja in my dream. I'm a straight ninja in my dream. So a lot of times your dreams be telling you messages. It's not because I was just fighting in my dream to fight. No, I'm a spiritual warrior. That's the fight. I am a spiritual warrior. So in my dreams, I fuck shit up. I mean, those dreams are cute, really them. I can't draw it. Does it happen often? But I dream of people who died or who may die. That's a gift. That's a gift. I have dreams. Now, I know people have different gifts. Like they can actually communicate with people who passed on. I don't think I have that gift. But I don't have that gift where they can like actually be present. And I'm actually present and they can relate messages to me. My gift comes through my dreams. So if someone dies and they have something to say, they're going to come to me. Or someone dies and they have a question, they're going to come to me. If somebody died and they want, that, or they want an answer or something's happening, they want me to know, they're going to come to me. So that's another part of my dream. Like I'm a very dreamer and I dream about a lot of shit. But when it comes to like seeing, because some people can see them. I can't see them with my physical eyes. But when I dream, that's a whole nother different story. I can I can dream about them and they'll come to me and they'll be literally asking me questions. You remember when you told me about your church dream? Yes, I did, ma'am. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all about that dream too, okay? I know I said I gotta go to work, but I got time. Okay, I got a couple more minutes. But let me tell y'all about my church dream. I got a message for you. Okay, go ahead. Are you gonna you gonna write it here? Now I'm gonna tell y'all about my dream. Now I don't know if you're gonna send it here. Oh shoot, hold on.
Beautiful.
Hey sis.
I'm gonna let you tell them first. I'm gonna let you tell them
Wait,
first
wait, wait.
before I give
Hold
you the
on.
message.
Hold on, girl. I got my phone on Bluetooth and I can't hear you. Hold on. Okay, hello?
I said, yeah, I'm gonna let you tell them the dream first before I give you the message.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna tell y'all about this dream I had about me going to like this church place. I don't know where it was, but it was very dark. It was like almost like a vampire atmosphere church or something, right? So I remember I was telling the young adults there to go within to meditate, right? And the people who owned the establishment, it was like an orphanage. And the people who owned the establishment, they didn't want me there, but they couldn't touch me. But I know they didn't want me there. Okay. So every day, 3 times a day, these people in these children or young adults in this orphanage used to go to mass. Okay. I never went to the mass, but they used to go to mass. Okay. So right at the door, it was a picture. Now, in this picture, it was like a chair. It was nothing around it. It was just a gold chair and a skeleton, right? But I noticed every time they came back from mass, the skeleton started becoming human. Like, and when it became human, you can see like because now it's bones. Now you can see the blood, you can see the muscles, you can see the veins, you can see the heart, like everything that started materializing in this picture. And while it was materializing, the picture is like vibrating, like it's just sitting there and vibrating. It's about time like the picture actually came to, like the picture actually was a full picture. The energy from that man that was sitting in that chair was vampire like, and he was looking, I don't know if he was looking at me, but he was looking like, yeah, y'all just materialized me. Y'all prayers and y'all worship just made me greater, like do something. But this wasn't nothing of God. This was nothing of God. This was like a vampire, another type of entity. Okay, now go ahead, ask me your question.
So this is what, girl, when you told me that, I had to call my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was, this is over 10 years ago, but when I was in my early 20s or whatever, my mom had a very specific dream because we were attending a certain church or whatever. And she had a specific dream where she walked, when she opened the doors to the church, literally the pews was on fire, the people was on fire, everybody was on fire. And basically she got a message from spirit that told her, if you return to this church, you are going to die a spiritual death.
Mm.
If you return, if you go back to that church, you are going to die a spiritual death. So when you told me about your dream, I had to call her and I talked to her. Girl, 2 hours after I sent you that message, another lady DM me. She had a dream as well about people's energy in churches being siphoned. And she said that's actually the reason why she stopped doing Reiki, because she learned from a lady in the church that she was attending how to do Reiki. And if you know what Reiki is, people are pulling on your doggone energy.
Right.
So another thing, it was very significant that you said that they were going to a Catholic church, okay? Because here's one of the things that Catholic church do that a lot of people don't realize. The smoke that they use in Catholic church, when you see the little boy or the dude blowing, swinging the little thing, that's frankincense. Okay. Frankincense elevates your consciousness and your connection to spirit. And that is the reason why they have the murals on top of the church. If you look up in every Catholic church, there's always murals at the top. And it's because it's connecting you with that quote unquote divine energy. Okay. That's the reason why people are supposed to look up or whatever. So yes. But I understand what you're saying, honey, but the church that my mama had the dream was a Baptist church. So it ain't just Catholic churches. It's churches. It's people in the churches. A lot of these leaders in the churches are siphoning people's energy.
Right. Girl, it's happening all in establishments, because even when you don't think of it like that deep, like in a spiritual aspect, when you just look at how the community is going, like how have you had this church for 20, 10, 20, 30 years? You are a multi-millionaire, and all your people, well, majority of your people, especially in the hood, the majority of your people are living in poverty.
Of course.
There's no God in that. I don't care how many times you read over that Bible, how many times you done read it, how many times you can break it down. There's no God in that. How are you telling them that they have to wait for their abundance, but you're giving abundance for the people you're supposed to be healing?
Yeah, girl. The last church we attended, we walked out when we were doing a quote unquote we were doing plate lunches, right? I didn't know that we think we doing plate lunches for the building fund for church. Well, pastor got mad that we didn't meet the quota, right? We didn't meet the quota of the plate lunches. And he said, "How are y'all supposed to pay for me and my wife cruise trip if y'all didn't make the quota? So the money that we didn't make, y'all got to match it out of y'all pockets." And we talking about, y'all, I'm from the bayou. I'm from the bayou where this church was in the middle of a doggone cane field. So we ain't talking about no people who work in corporate America, no stuff like that. Yes, he said it for real, for real.
Girl, the last time I went to church with somebody because they invited me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I went, girl, when I tell you, they did like 5, 6 offerings. And then the pastor started asking for $1,000. I live in South Central Los Angeles. $1,000. Well, I know, don't be sitting there and looking at me, telling me I'm crazy, like, oh, what's wrong with the pastor? Because if you need a new purse, if you needed a new dress, you gonna call whoever you gonna call to get that $1,000. Now, if you can't get that $1,000 for the load, then what's really happening? Girl, I was sitting there, I was like, I'm about to walk out. And I told people, I said, I'm not gonna talk about you. You can practice what you want to practice. But me personally, don't invite me to nobody's church, because I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not going. That is straight bullshit.
And then for pastor's anniversary, y'all know how that is. Pastor's anniversary, he had this guest speaker come, and this guest speaker was bragging about how, the Bible says that the people are supposed to take care of the man of God. So my people make sure, all my bills are paid, my house is paid. And I said, I know an old lady. She is a relative in my family. I know this little old lady who, during the holidays, all the money that she make from the cakes and pies and stuff, she gives it. It's like $6,000 that she gives to the doggone church. And then she's struggling the rest of the year to pay her own bills.
That. So when we get back to spiritually, because a lot of people who fell into religion believe that they were praising God the Most High, and that is not the case.
Yep.
You were praising another entity. You was being made to be devoted to this other entity.
Yep.
And now things are turned around and people are actually getting the information, getting the downloads, getting the dreams that say something ain't right. Y'all been lied to. They've been lying to y'all. And a lot of people who don't understand that, when the shit really hit the fan, they're going to be confused. They're going to be lost because they figure like they're going to be lied to all day life, but they don't know how to handle that because they couldn't decipher who the real God was instead of what they told God, what they told God, what they was believed that God was. Okay, they've been actually fucking fooled. So that's why your mama had the dream. That's why I had the dream. That's why whoever you talk to had this dream, because everything that this religion has taught us is a fucking lie. That's why evil reigns this world today, because a lot of things that's reigned in religion is fucking evil. It has nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with compassion. Now, if you done spend all your years, you done trained your kids, your mama, your grandmama, everybody to praise this entity, how powerful you think this entity is? Why you think these things is happening right now? We've been praising the wrong fucking thing. And now people are actually waking up to say, damn, that was totally wrong. And now you are, because a lot of us who before we even got this message, we felt funny in church.
Yes, but never felt comfortable. Always questioned everything. It's like, wait, this not making sense. This not making sense. Something not feeling right. Nope. Something not
Exactly.
feeling right.
And they tell, oh, well, that's the devil in you. No. Y'all done messed up and you think you worshiping God, but when you talking about the lowest form of energy, that's who you worshiping. You really worshiping the devil. When you talk about the lowest form of the energy, that's who you worshiping. So that's why the people who was always connected to spirit, with or without religion, people who always connected to spirit and connected to the true high God, that we knew as soon as we set foot in the church, this shit, something ain't right here. But we couldn't pinpoint it. We couldn't pinpoint it. But now, the shit is hitting the motherfucking fan. Hitting the fucking fan.
And that same pastor, when me and my mama decided, when we stopped going to that church, I think it took about 2 weeks. When I tell you that man harassed, him and his wife harassed my mama and him and his family on the nursing home in the local area. He told my mama that we was going to hell, and when she closes her eyes, that he'll be damned if he do her body or do anything, because he would desecrate on her body, because that's what she did, quote unquote, to God, when she desecrated him because she walked away from church. And I said, this supposed to be a man of God. This supposed to be a man of God saying this.
That's not the man of God. That's the devil. That's not God right there. Because they always tell you, oh, my God is selfish. God is too abundant to be selfish. I don't understand. What God are y'all praising? Like, I don't understand. Like, y'all praising somebody who's a narcissist. That's not God. God ain't a narcissist. Because if he was a narcissist, we wouldn't. Well, if God, the creator of the universe, was a narcissist, we wouldn't have all the shit that we have today. We wouldn't be abundant. We wouldn't have trees and flowers and birds and animals and just people around us. We wouldn't have the sea. We wouldn't have the forest. We wouldn't have any of those things. So how is your God a jealous God? People that's jealous don't give you shit.
Come on.
People that's jealous don't give you nothing. People that's jealous don't want you to have shit. People that's jealous don't want everything to be focused on them. And if it ain't about them, then fuck you. And that's exactly what religion is. So if you believe that your everlasting God of love is selfish, then where the abundance coming in? Like, how are you? Well, what? Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's why they tell you don't question this shit in the motherfucking Bible. Because once you start questioning, once you actually get down to the words and the real definition of what the shit really mean, then you compare it to the shit that you've been taught in church and the shit that you've been taught all your life. The shit don't make no fucking sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And then they'll tell you, oh, well, because you're leaning on your understanding. No, you want me to lean on your understanding because you're not making no sense. You want to keep me in the dark.
I said, no, you don't want me to lean to my understanding. You want me to lean to your teaching. And if I go outside of your teaching, now, okay, now I'm being defiant.
Right. Girl, they done put a whammy on a lot of them.
A lot of them.
They put a whammy on a lot of them. Okay. And now They might be scared to say it, but they listening and they putting two and two together. Oh yeah, that don't sound right. It was this man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go to work after this. It was this man. He was a pastor. I can't remember the name of this. It was a movie on Netflix or maybe on Tubi. I can't remember what this. I can't remember what this was, but it was a true movie. He was a TV a pastor. Okay, so he used to go to Africa and different places like that to minister the word. So one day he was on the plane or he was getting on to go to somewhere else, and he was thinking like, God, he was like, what can I do to tell these people that you're real? What can I do to tell these people that you're real? Because, they need to know that you're here. They need to know that you love them and all this other stuff. And he said, God relayed the message to him that they don't have to know. Like, I'm going to take care of them regardless. And they don't have to know that, right? And so when he started hearing that, he's like, okay, so he started getting downloads about hell. He then started telling people or his congregation that hell is just actually a state of fear. And God, who loves you so much, will never put you in that particular situation. Girl, when I tell you, they stripped everything from that man. They stripped everything from that man. They closed down his church. They auctioned off his church. He had to go to some church court. I don't know what that was, but he had to go to some church court and he had to present his case to these church officials to see how he got the conclusion that hell wasn't real. Okay, when I tell you they tore that girl, they tore that man down. That man had actually nothing. They sent that man death threats. They said that man was condemning people's spirit. How could you tell these people there's no hell? Like, really? Like, how? And then when you think about the story of Jesus, how can a man, because this is the story that they tell, how can a man who sacrificed his life for the sins of you gonna put you to hell for eternity for a sin? Don't make no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Because that was the case, he wouldn't die for shit. He wouldn't die for nothing.
Like, didn't y'all when he died on the cross that he went to hell and he got the keys? He got the keys. So if he got the keys in his life, who down there? Because y'all said that the devil was on earth searching to and fro for whom he may devour. So he not down there. He up here. So if you got the keys, then from my knowledge, ain't nobody down there. It's locked.
What, y'all not making no sense.
It don't make sense. It don't compute.
So I don't know, girl. I'm about to go to work now. I don't know where you at, but I'm in California, so it's Pacific time. So I don't know. I might hop on a little bit later tonight, like around 7 or 8 or something. I don't know, but I'll hop back on to. We can start up this conversation again if you want to, if you're free.
Okay, honey.
All right. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.